The girl pushed open the gate. And the moment she stepped onto campus, the world around her turned entirely black and white. It turned out this school strictly forbade any other colors. Breaking the rules would inevitably trigger unforeseeable, severe consequences. But transfer student Nano was determined to defy this rule. On her very first day, she deliberately brought a tube of lipstick. Mild, a girl nearby, hurriedly helped her pick it up, thankfully avoiding the teacher's notice. Just then, the Dean of Discipline arrived with an inspection team. Nano instantly panicked, facing the student council officer's search. She declared it an invasion of student privacy. The Dean of Discipline snatched her backpack, dumping its contents onto the floor, yet found no forbidden items. She warned Nano, in this school, students have no privacy. But the moment the Dean of Discipline left, Nano pulled out the lipstick and painted her lips a vivid red. Mild admired her boldness. At lunch, Mild specifically warned Nano to be extremely careful. The school rules here were far more terrifying than she imagined. Just days ago, a teacher made a mistake during class. A female student merely corrected her error, only to be struck by the teacher with a rock until her head bled profusely. Afterward, the teacher casually remarked, "My hand just slipped." A boy nearby, disgusted by the teacher's violence, secretly recorded a video to expose it, but was caught on the spot by the teacher. In a fit of rage, the teacher locked both of them in the confession room, and they haven't been released to this day. After hearing this, Nano was filled with curiosity about the confession room. Mild repeatedly warned her that the place was terrifying, and anyone who emerged from it would become as docile as a marionette. No sooner had she finished speaking than the Dean of Discipline arrived. She grabbed Nano's chin with one hand, roughly wiped the lipstick smudge from her mouth with the other, and confiscated the lipstick. Considering it was Nano's first offense, the Dean of Discipline punished her by making her stand under the blazing sun and recite all 400 school rules on the spot. But Nano showed no remorse whatsoever. Instead, she loudly mocked the absurdity of the rules, her laughter growing louder and louder, drawing a crowd of students to watch. The Dean of Discipline rushed over upon hearing the commotion, but Nano met her with a look of utter contempt. Then she committed an even more outrageous act. She burned the rulebook. This undoubtedly crossed the Dean of Discipline's final line. Sure enough, Nano was taken to the confession room. Far from fear, she seemed filled with anticipation. Entering the room, she heard sobs echoing inside. It was the two students Mild had mentioned. The girl had already broken down, repeatedly apologizing to the Dean of Discipline. When questioned if he understood his mistake, the boy remained defiant, declaring he'd expose the teacher's misconduct upon release, and if necessary, transfer schools. The Dean of Discipline sneered at this, threatening to tamper with his student records. Then no school will accept him. No company will hire him. His life will be utterly ruined. Cornered with no escape, the boy finally bowed his head in submission and defeat. After that, Nano was locked in the confession room. The Dean of Discipline even installed 2 loudspeakers to loop the school rules non-stop. But the next day, when the Dean of Discipline pulled out the confiscated lipstick to apply a touch of red to her own lips, she was interrupted by 2 students. Nano had somehow slipped back into the classroom, her hair adorned with 2 jarring green ribbons. She even remarked that the confession room was quite fun, suggesting that if everyone made mistakes together, they could throw a party inside. The Dean of Discipline was furious. She immediately grabbed a handful of cigarettes and stuffed them into Nano's pocket, falsely accusing her of carrying contraband, and sent her back to the confession room.